Hey everyone, have you ever felt like you're searching for a needle in a haystack of metrics? You know, you're staring at a dashboard, and you just know the answer is in there somewhere, buried under all the noise. We've all been there.
Right? That feeling of information overload is no joke. But what if I told you that you could cut right through all that noise with just a couple of clicks? Today, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to turn you into a data investigator. I'll walk you through 3 core filtering techniques that'll let you slice and dice your data like a pro. Let's dive in.
Okay, first things first. Before you touch anything else, you have to tame time. I mean it. Your time range selector is honestly the most powerful tool you have for focusing your investigation. If you get this right, you're already halfway there. Now, you can use the drop-downs, but here's where the real power is, typing these expressions right into the time picker. The keyword now is your anchor. Now minus 5m is easy enough, right? But check out that slash operator. That's for snapping to a time period. So now slash d snaps the start time to the beginning of today. And now minus 1m slash m, that gives you the entire previous calendar month. This is absolutely brilliant for creating consistent, repeatable reports. So here's the key takeaway. Know when to use which tool. That relative time dropdown, last 5 minutes, today so far. That's your best friend when you're live monitoring or in the middle of an incident. But when you need to go back in time to investigate a specific event, like a user report from yesterday at 3 p.m., you switch over to an absolute time range. You just pick the exact dates and times from the calendar and surgically isolate that one moment. All right, so we've nailed down when. Now let's talk about controlling what you're looking at. This is where template variables come into play, and they are the secret to turning a static, boring dashboard into an interactive powerhouse that you can actually reuse. You know, the old way was just painful. You'd have to hard code a server name right into your queries. So if you had 100 servers, you literally had 100 dashboards. It was a complete nightmare to maintain. Variables just changed the whole game. You create one master dashboard, and then you use a simple dropdown to pick whichever server or service you want to see. It's just so much more efficient and scalable. And the best part is, it's surprisingly simple to set up. It's really just 3 steps. First, you create the variable, give it a name like cluster or whatever. Second, you write a quick query that tells Grafana what values to put in that dropdown menu. And third, this is the magic step. You update your dashboard panels to actually use that variable. That's what makes them dynamic.
And this right here shows that final step perfectly. You take a static query, like this one for Grafana, and you just pop in your new variable with the $sign in front of it. Now, pay close attention to the equals / operator. That little tilde is the secret sauce. It means matches regex, and it's what lets you select all from your dropdown, or even select multiple clusters at the same time. Super important.
So we've covered the filters you plan for, like time and variables, but what about the questions you didn't even know you were going to ask? For that, we need our third and, honestly, most flexible tool, ad-hoc filters. Exactly! This happens all the time. When you're investigating an issue, you're following the data, you might suddenly notice a weird status code, or that all the problems are coming from a specific region. You didn't create a dropdown for that because you couldn't have predicted it. This is precisely the problem that ad hoc filters were built to solve. So what is an ad hoc filter? Think of it like a special global variable. Now here's the key difference. Unlike the template variables we just talked about, you don't have to go and manually add it to every single query. You just enable it for your data source, and Grafana automatically applies the filter to every panel on that dashboard. It's made for pure, unplanned data exploration. And this is the wow moment. You can apply these filters without even touching the dropdowns. You see a spike of errors in a bar chart? Just hover over that bar and click. Boom. Just like that, an ad hoc filter is created and applied to your entire dashboard. Every panel is now focused only on data related to that specific error. It's just an incredibly fast and intuitive way to work.
Okay, we've learned the tools. Now let's put them all together and see how they work in the real world to solve a real production problem. Let's go from theory to triumph and debug something.
Ah, yes. The call that every single one of us has gotten. Something is slow. The report is vague. It's our job to use these filtering tools to hunt down the actual cause. Let's start the clock. First move, always control the time. We don't need to see data from the entire day. we use the absolute time picker and zoom right in on a tight 10-minute window around 2:15 p.m. Instantly, all the noise from the rest of the day just melts away. Our dashboard is now focused only on the moment of the incident. Step 2, we use our pre-built service variable. We know the report was about the API, so we select API Gateway from our dropdown. Now, every single panel on the dashboard, latency graphs, error counts, logs, all of it, is filtered to show data only for that one service. We're getting closer. Now that our view is focused, an anomaly just jumps off the screen. A huge spike in server-side 500 errors right around 2:15. That's our clue. So we click on that spike in the chart, and that instantly applies an ad hoc filter for a status code equals 500. We've just told Grafana, show me nothing but the data related to these specific failures. And there it is, the aha moment. Our logs panel, which just a minute ago was a giant wall of text, now shows only a handful of lines. And what do they say? Database connection timeout. We found it. We went from a vague user report to the actual root cause in 3 quick, precise steps. Now, finding the problem is awesome, but you're only halfway done. You need to share that discovery with your team so they can help fix it. And trust me, the worst thing you can do is just drop a link and say, look at the dashboard. That helps no one. And this is why Grafana is so cool. Every single filter you applied, that specific time range, the API gateway variable, and even that on-the-fly ad hoc filter is all encoded directly into the dashboard's URL. You just copy that URL, paste it into Slack, and when your teammate clicks it, they will see the exact same focused view you just created. No more, I can't reproduce it. So let's just quickly recap that workflow because it's a repeatable pattern. Think of it like a funnel. You start broad, then you get narrow. First, always lock down your time range. Second, use your template variables to follow the known paths in your system. And third, use ad hoc filters to dig into the unexpected clues you find along the way. With these 3 techniques in your back pocket, your dashboards are no longer just static pictures. They're powerful, interactive tools for investigation. So go on, open up one of your own dashboards and start exploring. What hidden problem are you going to find first?